Right, we have been looking at the roads and kind of more of the preparations for the snow that's going to be falling here this afternoon. But I'm joined now by Adrian Woodland from AAA. Adrian, it's good to see you. All right, so when you guys get ready there at AAA for a snowstorm to come in, coming off of an ice storm last week, what have you all been talking about?
Yeah, definitely. We're prepared for the storm. We certainly expect there to be a higher number of calls for things like extrications, dead batteries, and flat tires. And we're urging motorists to follow the advice of local authorities. And if you must get on the road, be sure to have at least a half a tank of gas, slow your speed, and stay off of closed roads.
All right, that's always good advice and always something good to remember. When we're talking about snow that's coming down potentially in some areas, Adrian, of 2 inches an hour, and there are people that do have to drive. I know sometimes we make light of saying that you should just leave work early and go home. We have a lot of first responders or people that have to get where they're going. What should we put in our car, or what should we make sure that we have just in case we end up getting stopped or we're in a massive traffic jam because of snow?
Definitely. You want to have a well-stocked emergency kit that will include things like a cell phone car charger, a first aid kit, extra blankets. If you're traveling in the vehicle with others, you want to have extra water and enough snacks on hand for all of the passengers in your vehicle, including pets. If you have pets with you, you want to have things like a flashlight and extra batteries, a reflective warning triangles, and obviously an ice scraper and a snow brush.
That's a really good one because sometimes I think we've all seen cars that have just like a tiny hole that has been made where they're looking out the front and maybe looking out the back. That is something that is pretty hazardous, and making sure that you clear all of your windows off so you can see as much as possible when you're driving in snow like this.
Yes, that's definitely a piece of advice that we give to drivers. If you cannot, avoid going out on the roads, you want to remove all the snow and ice from the entirety of your vehicle. And this includes the hood, the roof, and the trunk of your vehicle.
Right, because it flies up when you start driving. Let me ask you this. I think sometimes when we see really large snowstorms and we see backups on the freeway, or if there is some kind of collision where there is a jam, I'm always struck by what should we do if we're in that kind of accident or some kind of pileup? Should we be staying in our car? Should we be getting out of our car on the road? Does AAA have any advice in that regard?
If you're stranded, if your vehicle is inoperable, you want to try to stay in your vehicle. Your vehicle can provide shelter, and it also allows emergency responders to best locate you, and it prevents you from being struck by an approaching vehicle. If you must get out of your vehicle, you want to ensure that the surroundings are safe. And, if you are stuck in traffic, to make that gas last longer, don't leave your car running. If there is an extended traffic jam, turn off the engine for a period, then turn back on to reheat the inside of the vehicle if it's gotten too cold again. And you want to make sure your exhaust pipe is snow free.
That's a good point. This is a lot of great preparation tips kind of going into this afternoon. But what are you anticipating, and what are you getting ready for at AAA's in terms of, going into this evening and with this storm coming in?
We're definitely expecting, that call volumes will be high during this time period. One thing is motorists that need assistance, they can also request assistance by using our free AAA mobile app or going to AAA.com. So you can request roadside assistance on both of those ways.
Okay, sounds good. Adrian Woodland from AAA, thanks so much for checking in again and just reminding us of those tips because, we live in Michigan. This isn't our first rodeo when it comes to snow, but it's always great reminders, especially sometimes we forget and it catches us off guard. So thanks so much, and you take care tonight.
Thank you for having me.